Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's almost time!
Oh, it ain't all time. It's motherfucking time. Of cornbread, aka trash can emoji, and face emoji. You know what I'm saying? I'm your referee, making sure everything is open. They heard my rules in the back. So without further ado, introduced in the red corner, we got A1 Music. You dig?
What up? What up? And I like the nickname. I like the nickname, but I'm gonna go with Wastebasket Panda Face because that's what my iPhone be saying when I call you.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. I can dig that. And then in the other corner, we got Paul, the co-host, aka Haterade himself personified. What up?
I need to get a cool name. I have no cool name.
I thought about it for a couple moments today. I was gonna try to say like something like A1, aka Holy Jeebus or Jeebus. That was a shitty performance by her, Mason Barber. I just couldn't figure out a good way to word it, so I let it be.
He said, "I just couldn't figure it out." It's all good, man.
It's coming soon. I got bars, you know this.
You know what I'm saying. I just be riffing, and whatever comes off the dome, it sticks sometimes. It's kind of how I do all my Snapchats. You know what I'm saying? Where I just go in and I do it, and if I cry at it, then it stays, man. Awesome. But we're not here to talk about Snapchat. We're here to talk about these post-fights from the Topuria match and the pre-fights coming up from Strickland-Magomedov.
Yep. I also would like to give a big shout out before we start. I didn't know if we was going to make it here because we did miss a couple here and there. There was a few week drop, but we hit officially episode 10 here at It's Almost Time. So we are double digits now. And we might have even lost one or two because I didn't save the shit proper, but we got our YouTube channel in line. It's very easy to find. It's Almost Time, and time is 3 eyes in it. And you should go right to our page. This is also our official first live broadcast. It's going to be going to our YouTube and to our Facebook page. I know we did a couple dry runs off of, I think it was Paul's Switch, but this is the maiden voice.
Hey, and not to cut you off, but since we live now, you got to remember and remind people to like, subscribe, and share. Also hit the reacts. You know what I'm saying? That helps us help you. You know what I'm saying? We can bring you more of that freshness. You dig?
Exactly. And actually, what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to try to find where we are streaming from the page and actually share the live stream that's going now to my main page.
Run that. Bow.
I suggest y'all do the same too. If you can, share it to y'all personal page.
I ain't sharing nothing, man.
I shared that shit within 30 seconds of going live.
Awesome. See, you already on it. You used to the Twitch streaming and stuff. I ain't used to this whole live streaming shit yet, but we gonna get used to it because this is dope. We normally run on Sundays too. We couldn't all kind of coincide and figure out a good time yesterday. Some naps and hangovers and swimming pools involved. So it'd be like that sometimes though. We gonna get into the card.
Sunday is the day of rest. You feel me?
Yeah. That's also why I try to schedule Sundays. I figure that's usually the easiest time. People might have some time, might have been recovered from that Friday if they went out Friday. I kind of did it a little too hard on Saturday. I don't know if you noticed what time I sent you that beat, but I was at work.
He said I was at work.
But no, it was a overall pretty decent fight card, especially for it being a fight night live.
Word up.
Some unexpected. Yep. I didn't officially start watching until the end of the Barber fight. Or not the Barber fight. Hold up. Let me double check here. It was the Jillian Robertson fight. So I missed the first 4 prelims.
So, first fight, your boy Cody Brundage against Cedricus Dumas. And I tuned in, but I'm not gonna lie, I was high as hell, boy. So I was like, kind of in and out, weed napping a little bit. But from what I saw of this fight, Cedricus just took it to him. I mean, it was kind of like evenly matched, but Dumas ended up getting the overall decision. You know what I'm saying, in the end. So,
was it earned or deserved from what you saw?
No, I believe it was from what I saw. You know what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. Yeah, to answer your question, you know what I mean? Because I can't say that it was a thing where, like, oh, he might have got robbed. Like, no, it was pretty clear cut. Like, he definitely got 2 solid rounds. You know what I mean? Which is all you need based on the Street Fighter thesis.
And the reason I asked is because I happen, I think, to miss all but the main event of the prelim. There was 3 split decisions on the undercard. So that's why I was asking. I wasn't sure if it was, competitive, because how certain cards be. It looked like somebody edged out a clear 30-27 or 29-28 just to have it go the other way on a split because the judges are on some dumb shit.
No, it was pretty cut and dry, I believe. You got anything for that one, Paul, or when did you tune in for that?
Yeah, I didn't realize it was an early card until.
Yeah, it was like a 10 in the morning.
Yeah, I didn't tune in until Ricci was fighting.
Okay. For sure. Which actually is our next.
That's the same fight. I started watching that too.
So what that happens to be our next fight? No, it doesn't. No, it isn't. Actually, I take that back. Jamal Emmers versus my man, and I didn't even see he was fighting. They must have added it last or something, because I would have had him on the parlay, because Jack Jenkins is another one of them Aussie dudes that's coming up, and really doing his thing. Like them niggas can fight. You know what I'm saying? He went in there. Jamal was bringing it to him. Some great boxing by both. You know what I'm saying? Jamal maybe it took him a little bit to start going. You know what I'm saying? But then he started getting off some shots. But after a minute, Jenkins just came through with that Aussie, with that swag. You know what I'm saying? Like, where the more you hit him, the more that gauge goes up, like Samurai Showdown.
Yeah, well, and it looks like that one officially. Yeah, it looks like the Jenkins got the split decision. That was another split. So
word up.
Or no, that was the first.
No, that was definitely, it was a good one. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. And you feel like it went to the right person on the split?
I do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Now this one more so than the first one could have gone either way, though.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
And there ain't nothing wrong admitting a little bit of bias if the dude's Aussie and you just be fucking hard with Australia right now.
Yo, shouts to that nerd. What up?
Where are you seeing
Coming off
these?
Twitch.
Oh, okay.
Comments.
Word up.
Awesome. Appreciate you tuning in, man. For real.
Tuning in for sure.
I've gotten good feedback from my Twitch homies on our show. They're big fans.
That's what's up. Hey, give the official Facebook and YouTube a follow too. That help build that subscription, every like, and all that shit. It goes a long way. Just thanks in advance.
Yeah. Hey, and hit them reacts, them likes, them reacts,
the laughs, the hearts, the angers. I don't care what it is. Just blow it up.
Please and thank you.
Yes. Yes.
So then, so Jack Jenkins in a split decision. Next was Trevor Peak and Chepe Mariscal. And in my opinion, if it didn't get it, this was fight of the night, fam.
Gotcha. It doesn't look like it got any honors. It was updated. We'll get into the honors after we run the card, or we can talk them as we get to them. But yeah, that one did not get any honors, unfortunately.
So y'all want to take did y'all see this one?
That one I did not.
Okay, so Trevor Pete, this was in Jacksonville, Florida. he's from the area or from there. I can't remember.
Okay, so Pete was a hometown guy, basically.
He was the hometown kid. It was said that he had an estimated 200 plus people there to see him personally. You know what I'm saying? So, like, he's a big deal. He was 8-0 before, or 8-0 before this. And the other homie was 14-6. Okay. When I say this man was not going down, it wasn't as bad as Volkanovski and Zombie, because at least he was fighting back and getting his too. You know what I'm saying? But man, it was one-sided. You know what I mean? But the dude just wouldn't quit, and he wasn't getting rocked bad enough to where, like, they had to stop it. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to say he didn't get right. Like, he caught a couple and, like, maybe stumbled or fell down, but, like, he was getting right back up. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what are you gonna do? You feel me? But definitely Chepe came through. The boxing held it down. The ground
Matiscal wasn't even on my radar as far as dogs to watch for. I did really thorough homework for this card too. I'll get to where that got me after we go through some more of them. But that one wasn't even on my radar. This is another card too. I won't get into the specifics, but this was a big dog card. A lot of dogs came away with the victories on this card, and I can't be upset because that's how this game goes. But it was kind of surprising.
It's the fight version of Any Given Sunday.
Exactly.
But so like that. But I say that was a good fight because, again, even though kind of one-sided, they were both giving it to each other. You know what I mean? Like, I said it was fight of the night after everybody was like, oh, that, Macy Barber, foreshadowing that Barber Hebus, that's fight of the night. And I'm like, yeah, that was cool. But these niggas, and he's a Florida boy that had Floridians in there to see him, he wasn't getting knocked out. Like,
at the least, you think he should have gotten some type of bonus, maybe a performance of the night or something.
In my opinion, yeah.
Gotcha.
IMO.
Gotcha.
Paul, you ain't got nothing to hate on?
On the next fight?
No, on this one, on any yet. You saving the haterade?
I got one. I think are we done with Trevor Peak? I got some hate on the next one immediately.
I think so. Joshua Van and
you know what I'm going to say, don't you?
Zalgas Zumagulov.
You know exactly what I'm going to say, don't you?
About that Bruce Lee haircut?
What the fuck is that shit? It's like Patty.
Yeah, no, is he like the Kazakhstan Pimblet?
I guess so.
That's what he looks like.
This is more lined up, though.
It's one of the lost love childs of the Beatles when they were getting on that spiritual stuff and disappeared to the Middle East for a few months. Well, I don't know if dude's old enough, but it looked like there could be some resemblance.
How he got the inverse Farrah Fawcett, nigga? Like his shit flip in instead of flip out.
Like, can we show this to the people so they know what we're talking about?
Yeah, hold on.
I'm not familiar with this.
Here we go.
Yo.
Yeah, unreal.
Yeah. So Joshua Van, young boy, 21 or 22, something like that. And he's from that area. And Zalgas. Is that
yeah.
But it's so he's 35, like kind of a veteran, you know what I mean? And
he was heavily favored. He was a minus 205 favorite.
Yeah. And so when you have matchups like that, it kind of takes the young buck a little bit to get acclimated, you know what I'm saying? It was actually the opposite in this fight. like Van kind of took it to him, and Buddy was like, "Well, wait a minute, like, what?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of like stunned him for a second, and then once he got acclimated, they were going at it a little bit more, but Van just came out with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely 2 rounds. Possibly got the third as well.
Who, Van?
Magomedov was a favorite?
Yeah,
Yep.
he was minus 205 at least at closing. I don't know
God
how
damn, that was free money.
Yeah, well, and again, Van wasn't on my dog radar either.
No, and he did that.
Well, it also looks like that was a split decision too, which again, I was surprised that
Zmaglov's on a 3-fight skid at that point.
And already 2 splits. It's like the judges couldn't agree.
Yeah. Yep.
This next fight though is actually where I came in, and I didn't get to catch all of it, so I can't say that I'd be a super reliable to say, oh, they got it right. But it was the Tabitha Ricci and Jillian Robertson fight. Robertson was actually, I was originally going to put a bet down on Robertson getting the unanimous decision win, and I was late getting and I was late getting to where I was going to watch the card, so I didn't get a chance to put it in. By the time I got there, it was like 3 minutes into the second round. I could have put some money on the money line, like in live bet, but I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't, because it looks like Ricci got the dub, unanimous decision.
Yeah.
And
pressure.
You know, it could be pressure. It could have been that extra junk in the trunk that just really, you know, I don't know what it was. That could have been the difference, though.
It could have been. That thing was magnificent.
We were actually watching in real time, and Paul hits the DM. He goes, "Man, asses like that get me in trouble."
And light skins like that. You remember she's light skinned too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful with those. They're double agents.
Double agents.
Yep. See, at least with me, you know what you're getting until I talk.
Hey, and she's also Brazilian, so you already know.
Strike 3, you're out. Unless you want to be in, but I'm just saying, like, that's the trifecta. You know what I'm saying?
No worries.
No worries, man.
We see you there.
We here for you, and we also got recaps. So once this is done, it'll be posted.
It'll be available. It'll be on the. I still officially got to link the YouTube channel to the Facebook page, but as of right now, at least when we broadcasting, it'll be there. So just hit the pages and you can find it. All of our 9 prior episodes are available on YouTube to stream as well. So go hit them up if you want to catch up on some older shit. We plan on doing this weekly or as often as we can. I mean, anytime there's a fight coming up or a fight just happened, probably going to see our faces. So get used to
it. It is. So congrats to Christina's auntie.
Christina's long-lost Brazilian cousin.
Uh-huh. And then next fight, you got lightweight match between Rebecca and Razabov.
Yeah, Matus Rebecca and Loic Radzhabov.
Yeah, and it looks like this is where I started going in and out between the next 3 fights.
Gotcha. This is actually the first full fight. This was the first full fight that I got to watch, and doing my homework, I believe that Radzhabov was going to be able to bring it to Rebecca. I just felt like just looking at their prior opponents and what had played out, and basically momentum. I had picked Radzhabov on the upset. He was a slight dog at 135. Rebecca was a 155 favor. I mean, it wasn't like super big difference or anything like that. I feel like the odds were probably right where they should be. Radzhabov just couldn't get going, couldn't get the offense going, and Rebecca fought a good fight. Like I was biased because I had money riding on it, but I couldn't argue, period, that Radzhabov did anything to win that fight. So hats off to Rebecca. It was well played on his part.
There you go. TKO, KO for that.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's right. He I forgot that. Yeah, ended in the second. That first round, Radzhabov, he looked okay, but by the end you could tell he was wore out. I think if Rebecca would have put it on him a little bit quicker in the first, he probably could have gotten him out of there sooner. But then that second round, he started even in the first, he started really, really like just piling on the low kicks to the calf. And took his leg out to where I think by the end of the first round, Duke could barely fucking stand, was leaning against the fence, trying to cover up and use the fence for balance. He couldn't quite get it done in the first, and then the second basically got back to the same shit, took the legs out, and I think it was a TKO technically, but got the dub.
There it is.
Yeah, I bet his legs are hurting the next day.
No, he probably needed a wheelchair or some crutches to be doing anything after that one, man. Like he took his fucking leg out.
Press said he broke his shin or something, like cracked it, and then like kept kicking the dude. And I was like, stop telling that story.
Right.
I'm cool.
Okay, T-Ferg.
You feel me?
Kicking metal pipes in the gym. What you doing over there that you can kick on a broken shin bone?
Yeah, I'm straight. My shit hurts right now.
No, you get welted there. You get a bruise on that shit, and you ain't even wanting to walk on it, let alone kick somebody. That's one thing I remember when I was doing the light training that I ever did. I had a canvas heavy bag. I think it was only like 60 or 70 pounds, but it wasn't that new plastic pleather composite material that's supposed to be easier on your skin. No, this was like the straight canvas bag.
Yeah.
And that bottom of that shit was peppered red from my feet, just breaking open, kicking that stuff repetitively. But you do it for so long, and after 3 weeks to about a month of actually doing it, you build callus. It doesn't break open as easy, and it doesn't hurt as bad.
Yeah.
But you quit for any amount of time and go back to doing it, and that shit hurts all over again.
All day. Like your fingers in guitar playing.
Exactly. That's the best way I could put it, man. And I need to get them fucking calluses up too. I see what you did there. You called me out. I heard you.
No, that's external, fam. You know,
no, I just want to take it that way, so maybe I'll play more.
Well, there you go. I'm happy to help.
Yep.
Next bout was welterweight between Randy Brown and
Wellington Turman. Wellington. I love these names, and of course, okay, no, this dude's Brazilian. He must have picked that name, and he thought
his name's Wellington Turman, and he's from Brazil. That doesn't check out.
Hey, that's like Johnny Walker.
Hey, maybe he wants. Yeah, exactly.
I fucks with it. Hey, they probably got a crazy name, and they're like, man, and instead of having everybody take the time to try to figure out how to say this and then saying it wrong 90% of the time, I'm going to just pick a crazy, cool-sounding name, and I guarantee you he thought that sounded American as fuck. Yeah. Wellington Turman.
Now, I do know from my years of studying and practicing capoeira that, you know, like back in we'll call it the slave days or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, all the way up until between the 20s and 40s, like you got your capoeira name by basically something from your personality or your life. So like people would be named Carrot or Rabbit or like Shoot, you know what I'm saying? And like it would all reflect in their capoeira style, you know what I mean?
The spider.
Yeah, like right, you know what I mean? So
well, actually, fun fact, you know how Anderson Silva got his nickname, the Spider?
No.
It's a lot simpler than you think. It's because he loves Spider-Man. I'm dead ass serious. Hey. He just said, "No, I'm gonna be the Spider." But then he embodied it. So
yeah,
big ups to Anderson for picking a name that he grew into.
Yeah,
because he was like a motherfucking spider.
Hey, and that motherfucker get that triangle on you. You know,
my favorite thing, especially the first year and a half of Silva being active in the UFC, was that every fight, first 4 or 5 fights of his, it was the same blueprint every time. The first minute or two, he wouldn't do anything but kind of feel them out, let them throw some punches, gauge what they were doing, and in real time was executing how he was gonna initiate and then the next 3 minutes of that round did the shit, and half the time had it finished in that same round. Like that's when you knew that Anderson was different.
That's what I said made the Vitor front kick so fucking devastating.
Man.
Because like nobody, not even Vitor, of course, but nobody saw that shit coming, fam. How long did them niggas just stand there and he was just like, oh yeah, this. And he said, like it felt like they just stood there for like 30 or more seconds, like just like he's like nah, you know what I'm saying? I said, yeah, that boy, yeah, that man was different. Like on everything. So
oh wow, but it made me reply with 3 different people on
that.
It applied on each platform.
It applies on all the pages. So if they're watching it on Facebook.
I was like, what did I do wrong? I didn't mean to say that 3 times.
No, it does that.
I'm Jimmy 3 times over here. 3 times. 3 times.
So back to what we were talking about. We love Snyder, you know what I'm saying?
But back to Brown and Turman.
This I can't say that I definitively saw this one.
I watched it. I had my money on Brown, but it was by KO, so I kind of picked the wrong way to end that one. But he did enough. I feel like he at least won that 2 rounds. So won the first 2. He was being more active. I feel like he was kind of dictating where the fight was happening. Turman was very persistent with the takedowns. I think he maybe got him down briefly, but Brown was able to get right back up. Definitely, in my opinion, got them first 2 rounds without a doubt. That 3rd round, Turman started coming on there in the end and actually kind of was putting more pressure on him. I feel like it had wore on Brown after you got 10 minutes of somebody not laying on you, but constantly trying to go for takedowns and pressuring you. He got a little tired, but he did enough to get the decision, and I feel like it went the right way for that fight too.
That's what's up.
Was upset that Brown didn't get that KO because I lost a little bit on that bet, and actually. So, to start out my night, I was 0 for 2 on my best. That's never a good way to start. Usually you want to get that first one just to be like, okay, I got a little something going. Let's run with it. Then we go to the featured prelim of the night, which was Mr. Neil Magny versus Phil Rowe. Magny was favored, and that's not surprising. Magny is I hate calling him a gatekeeper, but that's basically what he is right now in the welterweight division. I think he's ranked number 10 or 11.
Yeah.
11. And you kind of know what you get with Magny. You're going to get a tough fight. You're going to get somebody who's smart, got a good IQ. Probably, I'm not going to say he's trying to finish you, but more than likely, he's going to bring you to a decision. Like, he's just that smart. He's got enough IQ to where even if you are a better fighter, he's got the tricks that, he's going to get the job done. Phil Rowe, actually, I picked this dog as well because in doing my homework, again, Magny being the gatekeeper, seeing what Rowe had done in his prior fights and just felt like he was going to be able to get it done and couldn't do it. So, again, I was 0 for 3 on my first 3 bets.
Well, stop playing.
This makes it entertaining, and it's not like I'm doing it's not like I'm doing super big bets. And actually, a fun fact about this is it's been like 6 months since I've even deposited any funds on my shit. I put some money on, was down to like $8. I think it was like 3 months or so ago. Made some smart bets and just slowly have built it. I've ended up positive every card. To where I went from $8 to where I started out, I think with $33 playable this week, and I don't remember how much I put on the board, when it was all said and done, actually, with how shitty I played, I was actually only down $3. So I've still got 30 playable for the next fight card. But yeah, that featured prelim and went to a decision. Neil Magny got the dub, and it was a split. And personally, and I was biased because I wanted Rowe to get that dub, but I thought Rowe fought the better fight. I felt like he had more pressure on Magny. Magny fought a good fight too and had his moments, but I think all in all, when you're looking at the octagon control, the pressure, the better shots, I felt like everything favored Rowe, but 2 of the 3 judges disagreed. So what do you think?
I mean, ain't nothing much you can do except go to the main card right now.
Yeah, right. Which was starting out with
jumping
Brendan
off
Allen.
the main card, Florida native, I believe, Brendan Allen against Bruno Silva.
Yep.
And man, the boy Brendan wasn't playing.
Nah, he wasn't. What was it? First round submission?
Yep, first round, wasn't the rear naked choke.
Guillotine.
Or guillotine, that's what it was. Sorry. But nonetheless had
I mean, he had to fight to get to it too. It wasn't like he had to work for it.
He got that body control. Bruno was like, I don't want it. He was like, you ain't got no.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
that put me good. That was my first one that I put, and I picked Allen to win by sub. So it was decent little payout. I always like trying to, especially doing this homework, I always like trying to pick a decision or a method because it just boosts your odds or that payout a little bit more. And again, it can backfire because I had a couple where I picked the right fighter on this card, just picked the wrong method, and lost out, left some money on the board because of it. But Allen looked very strong. He was favored to win that fight. So it wasn't super surprising, but he did it dominantly. Anytime you can get somebody to tap in the first round, you're doing something right.
That's it.
Any
What
thoughts
you want to call porn?
What?
I
was just gonna say he's won 4 out of his last 5 by rear naked choke. He's on a fucking tear right now.
Yeah. No, he's a submission machine.
And that guillotine is a front naked choke, basically.
Yeah,
so,
it's just on the eye. You just tying it up from the other side of the neck.
Right. You feel me? Next fight was David Onama and Gabriel Santos.
Yep.
Woo!
Yep.
So
and actually, if you look, Santos. Santos was a heavy favorite. Favorite. Minus 215 to plus 185.
Look, the Ugandan had something serious for this man. Okay.
That was my best bet of the night. That actually, in my homework and research in the fights leading up to this guy wasn't on my radar. It was when they started talking the pre-fights and right before the walkout. They explained a little bit more about both fighters, and I realized that Onama was the more experienced UFC veteran. I think this was only Santos' first or second UFC fight. The record-wise, Santos looked like he had a better record, less competition than Onama, but I want to say up to that point, let me double check. Yeah, he had Santos only had 1 loss prior, and actually, I think it was his first UFC fight. He lost a close decision. And Onama had like 3 or 4 fights, but something told me in that pre-fight when they was talking, Onama just had this look in his face like he was ready to do something. And I was like, you know what? I'll put some money on Onama on the KO. Oh, I'm glad I did.
Because he hit him once.
Well, and he had to weather some storms. Like Santos kind of hung with them there to start out, but it wasn't enough. I feel like because that happened. What was it? The second round?
Yeah.
That first round, Santos was actually putting up some good offense, and I think Onama was still trying to read or figure out where he could get in. And the second round, he figured it out because when he timed that shit, it was done.
2 low times on the way down.
Them other 2 were basically didn't need to be done, but I get why, at least the first one, I get why he did it. He makes sure that that shit's done.
Yeah.
Don't stop until you're stopped.
That's it.
And then he got the shit done.
Hey, shouts to the Ugandan.
Yep, actually, on that note too, Onama got Performance of the Night honors on that one, so he got himself an extra $50K for that.
So do you not get honors for prelims?
You can. They just did not. They didn't give any out on the prelims.
Oh, okay.
And what? So Allen can't get submission of the night because he was the only submission too? That's not fair.
Right.
Like, if you're the only sub, you should automatically get that bonus.
That's it. Well, moving on to my, once again, effed up parlay. Wait a minute. We got
that was going to be
part of our
parlay, boys.
Yeah, it's almost time 3-way parlay. That was part of it.
Parlay, boys.
So this next fight,
that was actually going to be my nickname, my other. Yeah,
you got one more time to interrupt me while I'm saying something, fam. I know you excited and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to have to beat your ass after that. You know what I'm saying? All right, this is the first warning.
Fair enough.
Okay, so Austin Lane saw Justin Taffa, and again, Justin Taffa, Australia, New Zealand area. You got to understand what's going on down there right now. You know what I'm saying? They get into round one, do all the stuff. They coming in. Throwing a couple little feelers, seeing what's up. We doing this and shit, doing that.
It was literally like 30 seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds in, my man Lane throws like kind of a right hook. It's a little overhand, you know what I'm saying?
That was a feeler.
But Justin comes in and like dips into it. And when he does, you see his other hand like open, and he's kind of like, I understand what was going on. He was trying to basically push off of him. But when he did it, he literally, like, his middle finger went into Taffa's eye. And, like, it was the worst shit I've ever seen, fam. Because this dude's eye swelled up. And, like, he's like, man, I can't see. And they're like, no, you get a full 5 minutes for that. And he's like, yeah, I get what you're saying, but, like, this ain't no 5-minute thing.
This ain't getting better. No, he was bleeding out that eye. Like, pretty sure he broke a sac or some fluid in there that's probably going to require some surgery. Like, dude legit had his digit up to that point in Taffa's eye. That was going to be another nickname I almost picked was A1 not tough enough, because we didn't get to see enough of that fight due to some fucked up circumstances. And it's unfortunate. I wish Taffa a speedy recovery. I hope it's nothing serious or long term. We love you here at It's Almost Time. Like, all you Aussies, this is what you guys do. Y'all fucking deliver when you go compete. And you're going to make a lot of fans here in this country fighting that way.
And this was also one because I want to say Lane was kind of, not that he won his last one or the one before, but like he was kind of having a little turbulence, you know what I mean? And this last fight was looking really good. Taffa, obviously, we know what he can do. So this was going to be one of those ones. And again, at heavyweight, you know what I mean?
No, somebody was going to sleep. Somebody was going to be sleeping. Right. I had money on top for the KO in the first. Actually, I went double pick basically, method and round. And even that was it was like a plus 160, which means it was more than likely going to happen. Because Taffa was favored to win the fight, but like you said, Lane's been looking good up to that point. He actually had to earn his way back in. He had 2 trips on the Contender Series. The first one he didn't get signed.
No.
Came back again and got it in.
Got the contract, yeah.
I hope Taffa's okay. It's gonna be one of them things. My guess is we probably don't see him fight for closer to 6 months because of that one.
Yeah, and it was accidental, so it was ruled a no contest.
No contest.
You know what
Kind
I'm
of threw a
saying?
wrench in the parlay. I was able, because it was a one-off bet on my end anyways, they voided it, and I was able to get my bet money back, which was kind of dope. I didn't know that they did that on no contest, so shout out.
How you gonna predict a no contest, fam?
You can't. That's not
like
even an option. You can predict a draw, but you can't predict a no
That's
contest.
because that's what I'm saying. Like, that's like betting double O in roulette.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But you can't even do that. They just got 0.
Yeah.
Damn.
But
That's unfortunate. But and what was also unfortunate was this ass whooping that Macy Barber put on Amanda.
She did the damn thing, man. That was actually, you want to hit that noise again? Because this was another installment of our.
Oh yeah, hold on, my bad. Our
Parlay boys.
It's almost time 3-way parlay. It was Amanda Hebus versus Macy Barber. I done my homework, and with Hebus being the betting favorite and her performances or the momentum up to this point, I picked Hebus on decision. I just hadn't seen enough from Barber to really get behind her. And holy fook was I wrong.
Yeah, no, this one I said, oh, she might be coming for that.
No, Barber plateaued or leveled up for sure.
Well, yeah,
I
agree.
Found her groove and not only beat Hebus, but beat the shit.
Beat the fuck.
Like some good fucking elbows, good control, like very good killer instinct too.
And they were talking about it the whole time, like, hey, she's not gonna get positioned and submit you. She's gonna get positioned to get a top mount and ground and pound you, fam. Yep. She's gonna work you down and beat your monkey ass until you tap or until you knocked out. Like, no, fam, and did everything they was saying. She looked like a light ass female Mark Coleman, nigga. Like,
yes, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I'll co-sign that,
bro. Like, it was crazy because you listen. You know me, right? I'm gonna tell you, hey, okay, this motherfucker's number 3. I don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll tell you the opposite. Hey, Sean O'Malley is that. And everybody's like, oh, well, wow, okay. But
and
who
can I
go ahead.
I gotta say one thing.
Before you do, I'm just saying my point is, like, I will let you know when I believe or not. And before this fight, I wasn't a Macy Barber fan like that.
Agreed.
And then I seen this shit. I said, oh, she can do that?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I see why they want her.
No. And really, she has to credit switching teams up. Because that was her first camp with, what was it? They're out of Florida.
Don't worry. Whatever.
What's that?
Alpha Team.
Yes, Alpha Team. And she on some alpha shit now.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even hate on it. I was mad. It kind of busted our parlay if that Tuffa Lane shit hadn't gone sideways. But, fuck, I don't know what I'm talking about, obviously, when I'm picking shit. Because got her ass whooped. It was a second round TKO.
Yeah, second round.
And it ended on the ground. It was basically fucked her up until she couldn't stand anymore.
Yeah, she stopped defending. Yep.
She tried to initiate some ground shit, and Barbara just flattened her out and elbows and punches and got her the fuck out. Actually earned herself performance of the night. Well fucking deserved bonus too.
And again, she deserved it. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like the other fight, like them niggas was gladiating and nobody got knocked out. So imagine if the Barber and Hebus fight and nobody got knocked out, but the same shit still happened. Then I'd have been like, yep, they got fight of the night. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Like if Hebus was going to submit her and just wasn't getting it, and she was ground and pounded and she just wasn't giving up, oh yeah, hands down. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was I'm a believer now. If that's what Macy Barber coming to do, get that little white bitch whoever the fuck she wants. You know what I'm saying?
When it sounds like she's looking more at like somebody maybe top 5 is what she was asking for, I think, in her post fight, and really with the performance against Hebus like that, because Hebus ain't no bitch.
No,
like,
hell no.
Like Hebus is definitely top talent in that division, and to have Macy go out there and get the dub, how she got it, how convincing she looked doing it. You let her call her shot. Other than like a title shot, but give her somebody in the top 5. And if she does the same thing she did to Hebus to somebody in the top 5, give her a belt shot. Like
hold on. What does that make her now?
Rankings wise?
Yeah.
Well, they still show her at number 11 right now. I don't know if they've gotten it updated.
Give her Lauren Murphy, nigga. Number 7.
Ooh, that might be a good fight, but after that, though, I don't
know.
No. I don't think Murphy can hang with her after that.
What is it? Flyweight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she was born in 98, nigga. I was fucking 16. Fuck out of here, Macy.
Nah, you was 16 fucking.
Yeah, like straight up. I'm old enough to be your daddy, Macy Barber. You ain't ground and pound me. You could just pound me, but you ain't pound me. No. Shouts out though for the win. Then
and that bonus, enjoy it. Enjoy that shit. If you're gonna be a convention side in a couple weeks, I'd like to say what's up, shake your hand, get an autograph, shoot the shit a little bit.
All that, you know what I'm saying?
But that brings us to the main event of the fight card for Saturday, which was Josh Emmett versus Ilia-Topuria. And anybody who's been paying attention to Topuria since he's debuted in the UFC, you know that he was getting here.
Hey. And this is the closest person that they call the Spaniard. Remember from Gladiator, Nick? He got that Azazel flag, that red cross, that Knights of the Templar looking shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he came out representing King Arthur, fam. Like that shit was crazy. Like, and Emmett ain't no hoe. I just want to go on record and say that. Like, I never believed he was a hoe. Like, he just one of them determined ass white people. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, and he's got a lot of experience, obviously, being 38, and like I feel bad. He's kind of like one of them guys, or like if we throw back like 10 years, like Rashad Evans. Rashad Evans was good. He was really good, but he fucked up being around at the same time of Bones.
And that's all that happened. You know what I'm saying? But no, Topuria went in there in Spaniard fashion, in true Latin fashion, and just did work, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like, the ground game was on, the calf kicks and the combinations was on.
Yep, and in Emmett's defense, this fight was not supposed to go the distance.
No.
This was supposed to be finished by Topuria, either by sub or by KO. That's just how good Ilia has been.
Was it? I'm sorry. Was this the one also? Because it would be like Topuria would hit one or two, and then like just like take a half step back, and homie would everyone just saw shit ahead of the time. Like,
and it wasn't even that Topuria wasn't getting hit by this stuff, but by the time he was getting hit, he was already either rolling with it or out of the danger zone to where he still felt it. He still got hit. And I want to say there was a couple shots in the third or the fourth where he ended up did get through to Topuria and tagged him a couple times, and you could tell the second Emmett like really connected, Topuria had to reset. Like, did not like the power, because Emmett, like, that was the draw of this fight. Is Topuria was the heavy favorite, was supposed to win, but Emmett has that style to where, again, he was dangerous that entire 25 minutes. And man, talk about back-to-back cards where we got motherfuckers coming out looking like sloths from the Goonies. Like, this shit, was peppered and
Toxic
tomato
injured
the fuck up.
Yeah,
Topuria got the decision on that. I think it was like 50-43, 50-46, and then 50-42. A 50-42.
A 50. Period.
To 42 though.
Oh yeah, I think that might have been. It's one of the MMA's only 10-7 cards ever turned in, or some shit like that.
Yeah,
He turned in a legit 10-7.
Yeah, and got
Crazy.
Fight of the Night honors for it because of that. Again, I believe well earned, just due to the fact that he's the first fighter ever to get a 10-7 round turned in.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I don't know if he's the only, but definitely one of the only.
The Spaniard. Nice job.
Not one. He's calling. He thinks that he deserves a title shot after this, which
I just went through this. You know what I'd like to see first?
70-30. It's not earned yet, but I could see why you can make a argument for that, because Emmett's last fight was for the interim title. But also Yair finished him though too. There wasn't no decision. He took him the fuck out. I'm thinking like the third round.
But
he could make a case.
Hold on. You trying to put the Matador against Islam, fam? He think
he's 145.
No, he's 145, so that would be Volk.
Oh.
No, bro.
Hold on. Because if you can see Yair, nigga, then I will consider.
Well, and I think that's what needs to happen, is that Volk and Yair are going to run it. In my prediction, I'll call it now, Volk ain't going nowhere. Volk reigning, defending, add another jewel to that bitch. Just get it ready. I could be wrong though too. Like this is probably one of the scarier fights style wise that Volkanovski has in that division right now. But again, he's done so much recently, and to get to where he's at, I can't bet against him. They could announce him and motherfucking like Whitaker, and I'd still probably be pulling for Volk somehow. Just like dude's got a chance. Like after what he did to Islam, yeah. But
I think he should fight Arnold Allen.
Yeah, you give him somebody else in the top 5, like even give him Merab.
That'd be cool.
Merab's 135.
No, Merab's
135.
Yep, you're right. You're right. Man, who would you?
Arnold Allen. He's ranked 4. I don't think he's got anything booked right now. Or Brian Ortega, because Max Holloway just got done. Brian Ortega and Arnold Allen are both above Josh Emmett and don't have anything booked that I know.
Allen for sure then, because Allen is off it. Just like it's been a few months. He lost against Holloway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So Max is still right up there.
Back in April.
Yeah, and then give
him Allen. That fantastic fucking call.
Yeah, that would be a fucking banger of a fight, too. They're both savages.
Speaking of some bangers of some fights, we do got a decent fight night card coming up next Saturday as well. Sean Strickland and Magomedov. There's
like Alexander Romanov and Blagoy Ivanov on the prelims of that.
Yep.
We got Luana Carolina on the prelims.
You also got Yana Santos and Carl Rosa. Yep.
Kevin Lee and
other
dude that's lost one time.
Yeah, no. Look at the betting line on that.
They're just always feeding Kevin Lee to the dogs, man.
I know Kevin Lee has had a really unfortunate luck of the draw as far as opponents picked recently, man. I want to see this dude get a dub so bad, but they keep giving him these killers. Like killers. Like give him a breather fight.
Like they trying to unlock Kevin Lee or something. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And I could be right. Kevin could shock us all, get back on track, but his opponent is heavily favored to win that fight, and for good reason too. Like it's not like it's crazy that they got him ahead, but
on the main, that's gonna be my parlay. It's the Bone Fiend fight against Saint Denis.
Are you picking it now?
Yeah, I'm picking it now, fam. I'm
What are
going
you
Bone
picking?
Fiend.
Parlay
I'm
boys.
going Bone Fiend with the knockout.
You want to log that, Mr. Paul?
Log that.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm gonna log it and be able to remember it.
I'll
I'll
let
log
you
it on
know.
my phone.
So as soon as you send the bat signal, I'm ready. Look like we got Ariane Lipsky and Melissa Gatto, Michael Morales and Max Griffin. That might be a dog. And of
And
course,
I'm
the name
gonna go ahead and
Sean
pick mine now too, since you were bold enough to pick yours.
Parlay boys.
Run
And
it.
I'm going Magomedov on the money line. I'm picking
I'm
the
throwing
dog.
down Kevin Lee.
What's that?
Kevin Lee. I'm throwing down mine. Kevin Lee. Money line.
Parlay boys.
All right. We got ours officially locked in. And actually, give me a second.
This guy, he's hasn't lost very much, but he's only fought 4 times in the UFC. All these other organizations he fought in, who the
Boo
fuck are
boo.
they? Yeah, Kevin Lee is a seat. He's only 30. I'm going with Kevin Lee. I'm riding with it.
Lee money line.
Yep.
All right.
Lee
And then
money.
what was Bone Fiend for you? Is it just money line?
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm Magomedov money line. All right, you got the Bone Fiend money line. You got Magomedov money line, and you got the Kevin Lee money line for your official.
Parlay boys.
It's almost time 3-way parlay. Y'all
feel
are gonna
me?
get
First.
so annoyed with it, but I love the fuck out of it.
I'm
laugh
not
to
getting
myself
annoyed
and
with
I'll
shit
cry
that I
every
made,
time I
man.
hear it.
You feel me? It's all
Yeah, no,
great.
that card, it looks like it should be pretty decent. I've actually done some homework. I got my little handy dandy cheat sheet right here. So if y'all want into what I know, I can send you a copy of that just to let you know if you guys want to do anything, any side bets.
And I know you see me shaking my head because I just went up a week and you know niggas gonna actually be there.
Yep. Oh yeah, no. That's what really I'm trying not to look too far forward at this point because I'm excited as fuck.
I'm
For y'all
looking
that
at
don't know, I know a couple of y'all been following the last few weeks and probably heard a little bit, but again, it's official. Your boy A1 and Cornbread, 2/3 of the It's Almost Time podcast is going to be in Vegas for International Fight Week for UFC X and UFC 30 and just the whole convention. We've got extra access to some shit. I don't even know what all it entails, but I know that we got an official UFC representative that is going to be guiding us as far as what our
They call that a concierge.
yes.
You know what I'm saying? I
We'll
don't know
have
if he got the same
credentials and
duties as Django.
I don't know how much they're gonna let us get away with as far as doing business stuff on this stuff, but it can't hurt to ask. The worst they're gonna say is no. So we're gonna try to get y'all as much access as we can.
As much
And
exclusivity.
I want to say that we can call it now. It'll be earlier in the day on Sunday on what would it be, the 10th or the 9th? Tune in because we want to go live for a special episode while we out Vegas side. We're gonna get it done earlier in the day so we can actually go get some shit done too on Sunday. But yeah, we plan on going live from Vegas with some clippage, maybe some stuff we can show y'all right after the convention. Should be a fucking blast. I'm stoked. I'm stoked for the fights too. We ain't even gonna be officially at the fights, but we're gonna be in the area for the fights. Probably check out some like a bar or something. Maybe hit Stadium Swim with some frozes and enjoy them fights that night.
See what's up.
Man, I'm excited.
One.
But yeah, no. Speaking of that card again, I mean, I don't think I got to even remind people too much of what they are in store for in just 2 weeks.
Slobber knocker.
For UFC 290, you got the main event, of course, Volkanovski and Yair Rodriguez. They're going to unify the interim and the undisputed. The winner takes all in 5 rounds of fucking high-paced action. You already know Volkanovski is like a Terminator at 45. He just goes and goes and goes, and you think you got him submitted, and he morphs his neck into some crazy metal and fucking makes it hard to where you can't submit him, and then he gets out of that shit. And like, man, that Ortega submission on him, I was upset because I didn't want to see Volk lose, but I thought there was no way that he was gonna get out of that full mount guillotine.
Yeah.
And legit just shrugged his head down like he turtled like little dude did from Little Giants, getting his head under the pad.
Dude, this shit was crazy. If he had any more neck, he was fucked.
Yeah,
any more.
But he didn't now, and I think even if he did have more neck, or if Ortega could have gotten it deeper, I think Bolt gets out of that because there's just no quitting that. He either gets out of it or he goes to sleep. I don't think he was gonna tap. And he got through it, and then fucking
built
whooped
different
that ass
down
after the
there.
fact.
That's it.
But
look at him. Look at, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, then you also the co-main event of 290. You got Brandon Moreno and Alexander Pantoja. This dude is beating
Mexico wants Mexico back, fam. Nevada's part of Mexico. And they coming back for that ass, fam.
Well, in Pantoja, he beat him on the Ultimate Fighter, so it didn't officially count, but they ran it back when they both got in because Moreno, they had such high hopes for Moreno, and for good reason, obviously.
Right.
They gave him a contract anyways, and Pantoja beat him legit.
Yeah.
Like I think that one went to a decision, but yeah, he won that fight. Now they're running it back again. Do I think Moreno's the same fighter? No. But has he done enough? Like, this is one of them boogeyman cases where Moreno's going to have to prove to himself that he can beat a guy that's beat him twice before. That's a big mental hurdle to get over.
The Izzy and Pajeda.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and we seen that you can triumph. You know what I'm saying? So
it takes some courage, but again, I feel like Moreno is cut from that cloth. Like he is a legitimate champion. He's earned that right. We've also got some stuff that's been added to some of the upcoming events. I want to say I sent you guys the link for the preview poster, but for UFC, why is this? There it goes. There's home. Gotta get to the official card. I want to say it's UFC 291 got announced. And maybe it's 292
with Poirier and Gaethje.
Yeah, it's gonna be the pay-per-view after. I want to say it's 292. Yeah, Sterling and O'Malley. The Sterling O'Malley card in August 19th for 292. Let me jump over to that. They just announced a fight that got added today. I sent you guys. It was Cejudo versus Chito Vera. Is going to be ran the same night as O'Malley and Sterling.
Setting him up for that rematch.
Yeah, I like the fact that Cejudo's like, oh, okay, wait, Sterling's fighting on that card. Like, give me somebody
that night,
bro. No, that's a banger of a card too. It's like
Ren Silva,
and I don't know if it's just the fact that they're finally getting
Garbrandt. Ian Gary, come on, man. Chris
White, and I don't know if it's the fact that they're just getting to a point.
Yeah, that's a banger card.
Killers, but like I feel like every pay-per-view is it's dynamite that they've got lined up.
is Weili Zhang and Amanda Lemos, fam.
Yep.
Stop playing,
bro. And that one's gonna be out in Boston too. They given Sterling some mad love.
Yeah,
giving him fights over in his home area, and he's probably going to get booed on this one too.
That's crazy, ain't it?
Man. And also, Sterling is on record saying, win or lose this O'Malley fight, this is his last fight at bantamweight. He's moving up to featherweight regardless of the results. And I don't know if it's just because he's afraid of what's coming, or if he's trying to be respectful to Merab, because Merab did him a solid by not fucking taking that belt from him 2-3 fights ago.
Yeah. On everything.
Like that, like on God. Yeah, no, we got a lot of stuff coming up to cover.
Rules. Yeah, dog.
No,
It's gonna be an exciting one.
Like you said, no, even that Poirier and Gaethje too. You got the co-main event as what was it, Blachowicz and fucking Pereira. Ferguson and Bobby Green running it before that. Paulo Costa and fucking Ikram
Aliskerov.
Yep. Wonderboy Thompson is back against Michael Pereira.
Kevin Holland's on that card against Michael Chiesa.
Derek Lewis is back.
And then brother Bone Fiend Gabriel.
Oh. Yeah. No.
Claudio Ribeiro. CJ Vergara. Joanne Wood, my Scottish bitch. Come on now. I got you, boo-boo.
Man. Oh, so there was a question posed in the group chat that you never answered, Dre, and I didn't know if you was just not answering it or waiting for podcasts to enlighten everybody. But now Paul asked, I think it was on Sunday, just randomly, like, hey, if you were in charge of the UFC and you had to cut somebody, it was Saturday night. Because if you could cut any of the commentators that are active for the UFC right now, who would it be and why?
Oh, gotcha.
If you want a moment to think about it, I'll answer what my answer was.
No, I'd say Bisping is like my least favorite, like least significant.
And the reason that you would cut him?
That I would cut him? Because everybody else is colder than you. Like you. So, this is funny. I liked you on Hyperdrive because you was hosting like some nonsense shit, kind of. And so, like, that's better for him versus, like, in the UFC, just there's other people that talk about the shit better than you do. Not by much, but DC does. Like, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, like, the weakest links are him and Dominic Cruz, but I like Dominic Cruz. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he doesn't chime in that much for you to be like, oh, I hate when he talks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
and mine, if I had to cut somebody, and it came down to two people, and really, I agree. If I had to pick one or the other out of mine, it would be Bisping. And the reason being, I just feel like he, again, is not as strong as the other ones as far as the top. Like, you got Paul Felder does an amazing job along with Anik anytime that they're doing it. Same with Dominic Cruz. I feel like it's just very, very intelligent as far as watching and being able to relay his knowledge in a way that people are going to understand that are watching. He doesn't try to go over the top. He simplifies it the best he can. Bisping, he rubs me the wrong way certain fights, especially if there's a UK fighter on the card. He shouldn't be calling. Period.
If I'm doing top three, it's Rogan, Anik, Sanko. Laura Sanko's number 3 for me.
Number 3 already?
Already, G.
Okay.
Because she fighting for that position, Nick. Every time.
I haven't.
And then if we go on 4 and 5, I'll do Felder DC.
Felder and DC. You got DC over Cruz?
Or not? Sorry. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Felder Cruz.
Gotcha. No, just trying to clarify because my runner up in this was DC as far as who I would cut. If it wasn't Bisping, it would be DC. And I'll give Cormier a lot of credit. I don't want to sound like a hater because he has in the past couple of years has gotten a hell of a lot better at doing his homework. Yeah. He is calling what sounds like more articulated spectating. Right. He just, before it just seemed like he showed up and just said whatever the fuck was on his mind and then went and got his check. He's actually investing, and he might even have a little team that's helping him. And I know he doesn't he do the show with RC, Ryan Clark? Yeah. DC so he has to do his homework, and I give him credit. He's got a lot better. But at the same time, like, I know they were on ABC for the fight nights, but he snapped at dude for cursing. He's like, oh, that's the second time you curse. This is ABC. I don't give a fuck if it's NBC, DC. I don't care if it's fucking DIC B, whatever. Like this, no, dude. Like if you, that's the risk you run hosting a live event of people throwing punches and trying to hurt each other. You're gonna get some fucking F-bombs, dude. And the last thing you need to do is like try to fucking dad mode them because they fucking dropped a fuck on fucking live TV. That is not your worry, DC. Like it rubbed me the wrong way this last fucking pay-per-view. Like, dude, just shut your mouth and interview. You can remind them, but don't sound like a dad. Like you're the fucking profanity police over there. Like, who fucking gives a fuck?
Yeah, I forgot it was on ABC.
Yeah, but it was happening all night. When it wasn't happening there, when they were panning to the corners, you were hearing, "You gotta fucking fight and fuck this." Like, and I was still watching on ESPN Plus, so I don't know if any of that was censored over on ABC.
It wasn't, because that's what I watch it on.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, I don't think.
Well, I feel like the ABC broadcast might be different, though. I feel like they might have it on a small delay.
Well, I'm saying because if you're watching it on ABC, they're probably controlling that shit or have it on a delay. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but I watched it on ESPN Plus, so I don't know if they were bleeping it or how it was showing up on the other end. I just know that DC was over the top and telling dude to calm down. Like, I get, like, hey, we're on live TV. This is not pay-per-view. But he sounded more like a dad, and I'm like, it just like, dude, calm down.
No, yeah.
But yeah, no. So for me, it was DC and Bisping. Originally, when the argument started, because Paul brought it up, Paul posed this question, our local hater. He said Cruz to start out. He said I would cut Cruz, but I think I talked him out of it because when I made my argument, he goes, "Yeah, I think I'd probably cut Bisping over Cruz."
Yeah. And again, it's just in the commentating area, Bisping. You know what I'm saying?
No, I like Bisping as a person, and even like on the post shows after the fight, let him talk there. Like, I have no problem.
Let him do that.
But like during the fight, that they've got a strong cast. Anytime you got Rogan on, like, commentating, he's gonna be number one. He drew me to liking UFC more because I remember when he took over commentating. That was a new era. It helped the sport evolve. Just the fact that somebody with the knowledge to call what he could call, especially with the ground knowledge he had with being friends with Eddie Bravo and a lot of people.
Yeah.
It made for a better experience. You left knowing more about the sport with him calling it.
Plus, he's a familiar face from Fear Factor.
Yep. Well, and again, now if you think about it, even though it was a new thing when he took over and started commentating, for whether you like it or not, he is part of the face of the UFC. When you think of the UFC, Joe Rogan comes to mind. Like,
he is in commentating to UFC what Marv Albert was to the Bulls in the 90s.
Right? Thank you. I co-sign that for sure.
Like you can't hear a 90s Bulls game without hearing Jordan. Yes, for 3. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that. And you're like, nigga, that's Marv, nigga.
Yep. And Joe's, it's more sounds. It's more, oh, and memes, because you always see the faces of their reactions. And I love that they have the reaction cam now. Like, that is one of the best inventions in the new era of the UFC is that reaction cam. Just seeing all.
He'll grab whoever's by him and be like he's trying to hold them, like protect them from what's going on and shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
shout out to MMA Junkie. They reported that Justin Tafa's eye is clear of any major damage.
No shit. Okay. Right. Yep. No. Big shout out to MMA Junkie. I follow them for a lot of my news. There's also Let me go to my subscriptions real quick and see.
He said, let me go to my subscriptions.
Nah, for real, because I got a lot of good I feel like a lot of good places that I get some news from. I do follow MMA World. They do usually little 8 to 10 minute videos at a time. They've had the same intro track for years, which gets stuck in your head. It's a dope ass beat, but they usually got some good news. in most cases will do daily posts, especially with leading up to fight weeks. Any new news comes out, they're gonna break it. Thing I love about them too at MMA World with their posts is almost every single time they end a video, they'll go back to a clip that they covered and then somehow turn it into a meme. And it's awesome. I'm here for it. It's been a lot of good shit coming out of there. So shout out MMA World. I'll leave it at one shout at a time per pod. Next week I'll pick another page and give somebody else a shout. I want to oversaturate the love, you know.
Shout out.
Shout outs, you know what I'm saying?
Yep, shout outs always.
Yeah.
I love it. Anybody got anything else to add while we here this evening?
I tried wedging this in earlier. I didn't quite get it in and I kind of forgot. But if you guys aren't familiar with Randy Brown's backstory, I was listening to some of it. He was on the MMA Hour today. Shit's fucking crazy, bro.
Explain.
I don't remember all of it, but like he's just from like primitive Jamaica. Like they didn't have running water and electricity, and the water gets turned on like twice a week for 2 hours, and you got to go down there and fill that shit up. And like he just like not from like developed world, you know what I mean? It's just crazy when people come from that and become successful in the UFC.
Well, and I think that's what made Francis so interesting,
right?
His background and his, you know, what he came from. Like he legit came from nothing. I give him all the respect too for doing that. I guess I will add
he did crazy shit.
Well, there's been a conversation lately, and I watched a special on this on one of the channels I follow that said, you know, Francis, he got himself a decent paycheck. You know, he signed a decent contract, and in the long term is at least probably going to be set with the fact that he's got some ownership in the PFL Africa League that they're trying to develop. But I feel like he jumped the ship too early. I feel like for him, if he really wanted to establish a legacy of being the greatest and go get one of the best deals and really change some shit as a fighter, he should have done it after fighting Jones.
Yeah.
That, in my opinion, tarnishes the legacy. And I don't feel like we saw enough of him to where he could really establish saying that he was the best in that division or the best to do it. No, you were good and you were getting better.
And you were like, you were progressing every
You were like on that precipice of being able to have that conversation, especially if you fought Jones and you beat Jones, then there's no question. You're the best heavyweight to ever fucking do it. You beat somebody that's never been beat.
Right.
But you left.
He knew he'd lose.
I feel like that's what it is too. And personally, until he fights, I don't believe that he's fighting. It's already been 2+ years. It's going to be 3 the way they're talking, because they're talking he's not supposed to be fighting anytime in 2023. By the time he's got an opponent, it's going to be 3 years out of in cage or in like sanctioned bout. Yeah. And then what happens when they run him against somebody that doesn't have a name and that person runs through him?
Back to UFC.
He's done. The UFC wouldn't take him at that point. Good luck.
I think they would take him if he won.
Well, yeah, but no, I'm talking about if the person that they bring up, whoever he fights first, what if that person beats him?
Right. Yeah.
Then what? And that's a big one.
WWE like Brock Lesnar.
Something.
I bet he can still do something, he's already in the PFL. He just fights in PFL.
Yeah, but again, I believe
he becomes Vince McMahon.
Right.
Because at this point, it's a contract, and that's just basically keeping him from fighting somewhere else.
I hope they buy Bellator.
That's funny.
Man, I hope a couple of these places stay separate to where they can all kind of evolve and do their own thing. I'd really like to see ONE FC start doing some bigger stuff too. I feel like they've got the money to do it too, to promote it.
PFL has big fucking like Middle Eastern, Saudi Arabian oil investors now, so they have big money now too all of a sudden within like the past few months.
No, that's actually how they were able to make the Ngannou deal happen, was because of those investors.
Epic.
With that Andrew Tate money.
With that Arab Tate money.
Okay.
Taint.
Nah, I didn't say taint. That was you.
Taint money.
Man.
Take to Twitter with it.
Yeah, I think on that note, we're gonna call it a night before he gets us banned on our other platforms. But as always, it's almost time. Join us next Sunday. More than likely, we will be going. We usually try to go in the early afternoon, so maybe like 3, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock tops. Plan on broadcasting live again. So yeah, tune in and join us. If anything changes, we'll try to give you all a heads up. If we're going late or early or whatever the fuck. Try to make sure notification goes out. But big shout out to everybody that tuned in live tonight. Again, appreciate all y'all. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, all that good shit. I don't want to drill it in, but I'm going to because we need to grow this shit.
Bye.
All right. Just bye. All right. Let me get this music going.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.